most parents are setting their children up for a lifetime of financial struggle without even realizing it. The average parent teaches their kids the exact same money lessons that kept them trapped in the middle class, creating another generation destined for mediocrity. I built a $30 million business from nothing, and I'm making damn sure my children won't have to start from zero like I did. The 7 money rules I'm teaching my kids aren't taught in schools, weren't taught to me, and directly contradict what most good parents tell their children about wealth. I'll share the exact money framework I'm using to raise financially intelligent children who are positioned for wealth from day one, not just survival. If you can invest 10 minutes to break the cycle of financial ignorance being passed to the next generation, you'll only have yourself to blame. Let's go, make this full screen now and pay attention. Money doesn't create happiness or misery. It magnifies whatever character you already have. Most parents teach kids that money is the root of all evil, or money will solve all your problems. But both are catastrophically wrong. Money is neutral. It's an amplification tool that magnifies your existing character. This is why lottery winners go broke at astonishing rates, or first generation wealth is lost by the third generation 90% of the time. Not to mention, giving money to unprepared children often ruins their entire life. We need to focus on character development first, financial education second, and only then provide resources. Warren Buffett once said, "Money makes you more of what you already are." But there's an even more important principle most parents completely miss. Trading time for money guarantees financial mediocrity no matter how high your salary. The traditional parent-child money conversations center entirely around saving allowance, getting good grades for a good job, and budgeting carefully. This approach guarantees your child will be trapped in the middle class. Instead, teach your child the fundamental differences between linear income, trading hours for dollars with an absolute ceiling, and exponential assets, building or buying things that produce money without your direct time. Doing this could look like helping your child identify one tiny asset they could create this week, replacing their allowance with matching investments, you match every dollar for every dollar they invest, and creating a family investment portfolio where children participate in real asset decisions. Warren Buffett also said, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. When children understand assets versus income from an early age, their entire relationship with money transforms. But there's another crucial lesson that most financially successful parents completely overlook. Teaching children how money works creates more wealth than simply giving them money. Financial intelligence has specific components that must be taught deliberately. First, understanding value creation, how money is generated through solving problems. Second is wealth math, how compound interest, leverage, and cash flow actually work. Third is financial analysis, how to evaluate opportunities and detect bad investments. And last is money psychology, how to maintain discipline and avoid emotional decisions. Most parents either avoid money conversations entirely or simply model their own poor habits. Neither approach prepares their children for wealth. So create age-appropriate investment challenges with small amounts of real money. Start a family deal analysis night where you evaluate real opportunities together, and allow your children to make actual financial decisions and mistakes with proper guidance. Ben Franklin said, an investment in knowledge pays in the best interest. When you prioritize financial intelligence over capital provision, you create children who can generate their own wealth repeatedly. But there's a critical principle about money that even most wealthy families never teach. Wealth is created by solving problems, not pursuing passions or demanding fairness. Most children are taught completely backward principles about money. They're told, follow your passion and money will follow, usually false. They're told, work hard and you'll be rewarded, often false. Or, life should be fair, definitely false. The truth is that money flows towards valuable solutions to painful problems. Teaching children to identify problems worth solving creates a prosperity mindset rather than one of entitlement. You could help your child create a problem journal to identify issues people would pay to solve, create a family solution creation exercise where you brainstorm fixes to common problems, or analyze businesses together by identifying exactly what problems they solve and for who. Seth Godin said, don't find customers for your products, find products for your customers. When children understand that wealth comes from problem solving rather than entitlement or pure effort, they develop an opportunity-seeking mindset. But there's another principle that most parents completely miss. Protecting children from financial consequences cripples their financial future. Financial boundaries create financial strength through natural consequences. Allowing appropriate financial pain creates permanent learning. Value calibration. Experiencing loss creates accurate value assessment. Resilience development, recovering from financial setbacks builds confidence, and judgment formation. Making real decisions with real consequences develops wisdom. Most parents attempt to protect their children from all the financial discomfort, creating adults who make catastrophic financial decisions as soon as their protection is removed. As a parent, you need to create a no bailout policy for age-appropriate financial decisions. You need to establish clear boundaries between family money and child money. And you should create financial review sessions that analyze mistakes without shame. Franklin D. Roosevelt said, "A smooth sea never made for a skilled sailor." When children develop financial boundaries, they develop discipline required for substantial wealth building. However, there's an even more counterintuitive principle that separates truly wealthy families. Teaching children to selectively ignore social pressure is essential for wealth creation. Most financial decisions are driven by social conformity. This can be seen through buying status symbols to keep up regardless of actual utility, following educational and career paths based off prestige rather than results, or making major decisions, houses, cars, vacations, based on peer expectations. True wealth builders must teach their children to selectively ignore these social norms when they conflict with wealth building principles. You and your kids should analyze social pressures together and calculate their true financial impact. Celebrate examples of stealth wealth versus conspicuous consumption, and create family values around financial independence rather than social approval. As Warren Buffett said, "What a wise man does in the beginning, the fool does in the end." When children learn to withstand social pressure around money, they gain an extraordinary advantage in wealth building. But there's one final principle that even most wealthy families completely miss. Teaching children the relationship between money and meaning prevents wealth-induced destruction. Money without purpose creates existential vacuum. When everything is obtainable, nothing feels valuable. Identity dissolution. When you could be anyone, you often become no one. Hedonic adaptation. The never-ending pursuit of diminishing pleasure returns. And values confusion. The inability to determine what actually matters. The solution is teaching children that money is a tool for impact, not just consumption or status. This can be achieved through creating a family mission statement that outlines your values and intended impact, establishing a family foundation or giving strategy that children participate in from an early age, and helping your children identify their unique contribution beyond financial success. Mark Twain said, "The two most important days in your life are the day that you are born and the day you find out why." When children understand money is a tool for purpose rather than pleasure or status, they develop immunity to typical wealth-induced pathologies. Most parents unconsciously pass their financial mediocrity to their children. You can break that cycle today. These principles aren't just about creating rich kids. They're about creating children with the power to build wealth and use it with purpose. Start with one principle this week. Have the conversation you wish your parents had with you. Your children's financial destiny is being written right now. Make sure you're the one holding the pen. Drop a number in the comments and let me know what principle you're starting with. And if you want to learn how to get rich and stay happily married, watch this video.